I'm assuming they'll wrestle there.
That's why.
Somebody jump in.
Want some money later?
Some day to hold an alligator's mouth shut. Now the first thing I will need is an alligator. So let's see if I can find a fun one to wrestle. Ooh. Gee. We might have to come back to him. This looks like a pretty fun one over here. Oh yeah. Come here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to slowly pull this guy towards me. I'm going to grab down for the non-toothy end of him while also avoiding the toothy end of his friends.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just going to give this guy one good tug. And so, the two of my volunteer for today. First thing I am going to do, show you guys just how to take an alligator for a walk.
Hello.
I'm going to pull this guy around a little bit. I want him to be perfectly straight before I jump on. Now, due to the location of his eyes being on the top of his head, you can only really see what's on either side of him. Now, what's directly in front of him or directly behind him. So I want to be directly behind him before I jump on. So I'm just going to pull him, kind of straighten him out, and jump on. From here on out, it's yeehaw. It's a lot funnier on the other side of the glass. Alright, calm down, buddy. Alright. So you may have noticed I did just jump on this alligator's back. Now the first thing I did, I placed both my hands on his neck. That's so he couldn't turn around and meet me halfway for a kiss. Now, the next thing I did, knees in his armpits, feet kind of tucked in behind his hind legs. Hi. Sit.
Behind you! Behind you!
Of course, I put my hook just a little bit too far away. Alright. So again, I placed my knees in his armpits, feet kind of behind his hind legs. This is going to prevent the alligator from backing out from underneath me. Now you may have noticed I also covered up this alligator's eyes. Now, I've been told if I cover the alligator's eyes, he will not move. So I've been told if I cover the alligator's eyes, he will not move because he thinks he's dead. No, their brains are about the size of a walnut, so they probably believe this. Unfortunately for me, my brain's about half that size. That's why I'm out here right now. Alright, while we are here, jawbone, I'm just going to force his jaw shut like that. And I'm just going to slowly work my hands up that jawline until I can rock his head back in this position. Now in this position, he's not going to be able to twist or roll from underneath me. Now it's usually going to be the first thing he does to attempt to free himself. Alright. But while we are here, I would like to point out a few adaptations of the alligator. So...
Oh, this is a problem.
I really wish that hook was closer.
Right into it.
So, while I'm here, I am going to point out a few adaptations of the alligator. So let's see if I can get him to open his mouth back up. We'll take a look at the first one.
What is he doing? He's gonna eat the hook. Is he gonna eat the hook?
Give me the move. Come on. Move him out of the way.
Use one to move the other.
There you go. Keep walking. Yep. Just gonna walk him up. There you go. There you go. Just a little bit farther. Just enough. You need to move.
You need to move.
Come on.
And he's sitting on the...
Took your stick.
Trying to get it back.
There we go.
And just walk away. Alright. There we go. Now we got the stick back. So what I am gonna do, I'm gonna point out a few adaptations of this alligator. So let's see if I can get him to open his mouth up. We'll take a look at that first one. Now you may notice with this alligator right here, maybe a couple others that also have their mouths open, but you cannot see down the alligator's throat. Now this is due to the back of their tongue operating like valves. It just allows them to open their mouths underwater without taking any water in. So you'll never see down an alligator's throat unless you catch it mid-yawn or you're on the way down. Ultimately, it wouldn't be too much longer until I ended up as the food. Now, when I got this job, I told them I didn't want a bunch of gators and crocs thinking of me as food. So instead, we've taught them to associate this green bucket and a sound signal with food instead. Now, that sound signal, it's just going to be me hitting this bucket with this stick. Let's see who's hungry. Once they hear the sound signal,
Oh my God.
they know dinner's served. I'm feeding them chicken. Any type of red meat, fish, or fowl is acceptable. As you may notice, everything is in fact swallowed whole. Get a piece from my volunteer there. So you may notice he is rolling his head to the side. Now that's just because their faces, they're far too long, and necks are far too short for them to easily stick their faces forward to grab something. You enjoy that, alright. So you may have noticed with a couple of the guys that I did feed in the water, I'll feed Big Albert over here too, but they do have to pick their heads above the surface before they can swallow that chicken. Now that is due to the valve in the back of their throats that I did mention earlier. You hungry? Oh, open up. Open up. Hey, oh. So you may have noticed with this alligator right here, that was a perfectly thrown piece of chicken, if I'd say so myself. Hit him right in the face, but still dropped it. Now this is usually the perfect indication that that alligator right there is in fact a Packers fan.
They're great. A little too much.
You hungry? There you go. Good catch, buddy. Alright.
There's still more that you need to feed.
It's too aggressive.
Hungry? Huh? Hungry? There you go. Good catch.
Uh-oh.
Hello.
You look hungry. Yeah,
both look
you
hungry.
both look hungry. Oh,
Uh-oh.
that was a bad throw. I'm sorry.
It's a bad throw.
You go get that chicken.
You go get that chicken.
So I got about 3 pieces of chicken left. Now you may have noticed I did not bring out enough chicken to feed everyone. Now being large cold-blooded reptiles, these guys, they do not all get hungry at the same time. Some of them can go days, weeks, even months between meals. Now there is in fact one population of Nile crocodile in Africa that only has one substantial meal a year. Now this is going to be when the annual wildebeest herds pass through. So surely if one of these guys misses a meal during this show, he can wait a couple hours until the next feeding. So I got one last piece of chicken. This guy looks pretty hungry over here. Huh, you hungry? Open up. Open up. There you go. Good catch, buddy. Alright, so that was my last piece of chicken. I am going to go wash my hands off real quick.
Yeah, he slipped right in the water. They think they're dead. Especially if you close their eyes.
And that's they'll close this thing down. They will.
Yep, is he going in the water? Hello.